Good afternoon, Flaktonians. Flak is back. Before I show you today's video, I just wanted to make sure that you subscribe to the Mr. Flak channel. To subscribe is pretty easy. You just go to your YouTube, go to the Mr. Flak channel, and look at the subscribe button. If your subscribe button looks like this, it means that you hate starving children in Africa. However, if your subscribe button looks like that, it means that you have a massive penis and that all the women like you. Also be sure to click on the bell icon so that you can be up to date with all the videos that I have out there. Let's get into the video. I've had a lot of people moaning about my videos, complaining in the comment section, saying that it's stupid, that my 1x1 isn't a real 1x1, that I use too much resources, that my unraidable base is raidable. I'm so over it. Today I proved them wrong. Today I finally make a video that lives up to its title. Okay, well, I'm sorry for the overly dramatic entrance. To be honest, I was just playing with some video editing tricks and thought I'd give it a bash. That probably won't be happening again because it's a pain in the arse to create those effects. Anyway, I've been getting a lot of flack, excuse the pun, about some of the building videos that I've been doing, like the unraidable base and the 1x1. People claiming that the base is completely raidable and saying that the 1x1 isn't a 1x1, it's a 3x3. This and that. So today I thought I'd bring out some of the big guns. I plan on showing you a little trick that I've been using for over a year now, and it's such a good trick because it teaches you how to hide your TC very well. Everybody knows that the TC is the most valuable thing in the base. As soon as you get to the TC, you can go anywhere you want to within the base. You can build up, you can build down. It makes raiding necessary. So if you can figure out a way how to hide your tool cabinet completely, then they won't be able to raid you, not so? So I'm going to show you how to place your TC so that nobody knows exactly where it is. It's a small little technique that I've learned. Okay, just like that, you've got your standard basic 3x3. Nothing fancy, it is as simple as it can come, however with one key difference. Side quickly, and obviously possible raider would assume that TC is in the middle with ladder going to the top floor. However, we've got no TC on the ground floor. And why do we have no TC on the ground floor? Well, because we are not going to have a TC inside the base. And I know everyone's going to be moaning and going, Mr. Flak, you can't not have a TC in your base. They're going to take over your base. And you know what? You're right, they probably will. However, I've devised a small little system where I do not use TCs in my big bases because they know that once they get to the TC, the base is theirs. So I just don't use TCs. Let's say, for example, that this floor is going to be our loot, live area, blah blah blah. And I'm going to keep all of my loot down here where nobody can physically see it. Now, I don't say these things for shits and giggles. Every single build that I do it, and I use it in-game first on a vanilla server to make sure that it is feasible. This particular base that I'm building is not solo worthy. It's obviously quite expensive. So for the most part, me and a mate would use it. So if I'm not going to have a TC in the base, what do? So I use the thing I like to call probability. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a tool cabinet here on the ground outside. I'm going to authorize it. As soon as you get authorization, you'll notice above your health it says building privilege. So now I can check how effective my range is. And I can go right around my base up until about here. So that is an effectively placed tool cabinet. Now I'm going to go outwards until I lose privilege on this side. I have building privilege there, I have building privilege there. I'm waiting to lose my building privilege again. There we go. Same thing, repeat until you lose your privilege. What I want to do is walk around the ground floor of my base completely, just to make sure there's no blind spots in the middle of those 4 TCs. Looks fine to me. Yes. Okay, so now I've got privilege right around the base, and if you don't know how tool cabinets work, they work on an alpha beta system. So that was the first tool cabinet that I placed. If that one gets destroyed, this one becomes the new primary. That one gets destroyed, that one becomes the new primary, and so on and so forth. So you've got your big base, you've got your 4 tool cabinets, giving authorization completely to the area and all around it. Now, what's to stop somebody from blowing into a tool cabinet? Nothing. Obviously, you've raided big compounds, you know that this tool cabinet, there's got to be a tool cabinet in here. It's a 1x1, triangular 1x1. There's got to be a tool cabinet here, there's got to be a tool cabinet here. We know this because the privilege banner, or the building blocked zone, if you want to place something, we know that the building blocked zone as a raider will tell you if there is authorization in the area or not. So it's very easy to establish if there are really tool cabinets in there or not. However, if I do this, okay, so I want you to ignore the base that I've built. Obviously that's just a visual place mark, it's got no real need to be there, it's just so that you guys can visualize what I'm talking about. But as it stands now, you've got 12 tool cabinets for the would-be raider, and of those 12, 4 of them are real. So off the bat he's got a 33% chance of hitting a tool cabinet. But would-be raider also thinks that there's a tool cabinet inside the base, because why wouldn't there be a tool cabinet inside the base? So he's got 2 options. He can either try and take out multiple tool cabinets to hit a real tool cabinet, or he can blow through the base to try and find a tool cabinet on the ground floor. But there is no tool cabinet on the ground floor, which means if he doesn't hit one of these outside TCs, he won't be able to build up. So I'm not saying it's unraidable, I'm just saying that a raider would come to a smallish solo or duo base, he'd look at this, the base and the amount of tool cabinets, and he probably wouldn't raid because it doesn't seem worth it. Maybe if it was a massive compound, it would be, you know, clan versus clan, and they want to raid each other. By all means, they'd probably start blowing up all the tool cabinets outside. But for a small base, using multiple tool cabinets and multiple dummy tool cabinets, it's not worth it. I've personally used this design about twice before, and both 2-week wipes, I was completely unraided. I had some people try and break into a tool cabinet. Unfortunately, they picked the empty one, the dummy one, so they literally just gave up. I mean, nowadays C4 is quite expensive, rockets are very expensive, and to have like 8 rockets, or to have, you know, 4 C4, 2 C4 just to get into a small base usually doesn't seem worth it. So for the most part, if you use this technique, you'd probably find that your base would become untouched. I hope you guys like this example of dummy tool cabinets. I can imagine that a lot of you already know about this technique, but this is a technique I don't often see on a vanilla server. Look, it is costly, I'm not going to lie, but we all reach that stage during our vanilla wipe at times when, if you don't get raided, you find after 2-3 days there is no longer a need for stone, because everything's metal, everything's strong, everything's secure. If you have leftover stone, go smash tool cabinets outside, go crazy, go mental. The more tool cabinets you have, the less likely you are to have neighbors. It's just that simple. And with multiple tool cabinets, I'm not going to spend 6 C4 trying to get into a tiny building like this. So, no, go mad, put that stone to use. Most people just build high external walls. I completely disagree with high external walls, because you can have this massive compound with 40 high external walls circling it, and all it needs is 2 C4, 3 C4 I think, 2 C4 possibly, to get into a compound, and then one wall goes and the entire compound wall is useless because now anybody can get in. And yes, each dummy tool cabinet is quite pricey, I do understand that, but you're looking at about 300 wood and you're looking at 1,125 stone. So if you do have some stone laying around after a couple of days worth of play, I'd highly recommend just pumping out as many fake tool cabinets as you can. And every single time you place down a dummy tool cabinet, their chances of finding your real tool cabinet will go down. So the more you place, the merrier. That's simple. I haven't actually seen people use this tip on vanilla, but I have seen some people do it on the modded servers. Obviously 1,125 stone is quite pricey, but if you've got a quarry down or if you've got a biggish base, you should have tons of stone. So rather put that stone to use, keep yourself safe, and yeah, thanks for watching. Oh, before I go, another thing I just wanted to know regarding the editing that I did in the beginning of this video. Would you guys like to see some more crazy editing? Would you like to see more simplistic editing? It's up to you guys. Obviously, if you don't enjoy it, I won't be doing it. If you do enjoy it, I'll start editing more, going a bit crazier with the editing tools. Wow, look at that fucker. Yes. If you guys want to see me do some more crazy editing, let me know in the comment section. I have obviously realized that with editing, you can make anything look cool with the right effects or the right color grading or the right music. If you want some more of those magical effects like this one, let me know and I will start going crazier. Let me know if it's stupid, I will simplify. It's up to you guys. Thanks for watching. Oh, and also forgot, if you liked what you saw, please hit the like button, subscribe, you know. Flak out.